Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan-Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for over 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and health advisor. If you want to know more about what she does, check her out at www.enchantedsky.com. Welcome in to another great episode of Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan-Hartgraves. Just a quick shout out to our good friends over at Diamond's Natural Store. Diamond's Natural Store, of course, is where you can get all your fur babies' healthy dietary needs, which is great. So today, talking a little bit about some holiday energy and who knows what, but we've got a great guest, and I'll let you introduce him, Lana. Welcome aboard.
So before we start, can you see the comments?
I can see the comments. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can too. Okay.
Hey, all right.
Because I can sometimes never see them, and you were giving them to me. So I'm glad I shot. Okay, we're on the right page. Okay. So hi guys, how is everybody? So I was looking for thinking of some interesting people to put on my podcast. And I'm going to be honest with you that I need, the reason I have this guy, this gentleman that I've known forever since my daughter was 7 and she's 31. So she was 7. So, and she told me that, and I go, that's how long I've known him. Well, he started out as a reader for me and got me involved in this because he is the one who said, you know what, just do this. And so I'm going to introduce you, and you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself. It's Paul Hutto. He's a psychic. He's been doing this a long time. He's well known here in Wisconsin. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Is somebody frozen?
Did he freeze? There he is.
Oh, he freeze. You there?
It froze up for a second, so I didn't catch the last part. Okay. It froze up for a second. So. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me this morning. It's good to see you. Yeah. So a little bit about me. Oh boy, I guess I can give you the 5-minute 50-cent spiel.
There you go.
So, anyways, I've had stuff happen to me ever since I was a little kid, and my gifts just started developing as I got older, and in my early 20s, I always say it was like the floodgates opened up, and it was hard for me because when I turned 20, that was you're talking mid 80s, and psychics, mediums at that point in time weren't recognized. They were considered more, you're the carnival circus acts, and there wasn't, your Teresa Caputos out there and your John Edwards that, were giving credibility to what we do at that point in Junction. Wayne Dreyer, a few other people, Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God, a few books like that. Those guys were just starting to kind of come around about 4 or 5 years after that. I was just blessed that I was meeting some good people, and one of the ladies that I met was a very well-established psychic. And like I had told you, John, when I first met you, you should just do it. She did the same thing to me. You should just do this. So started doing some of the fairs, and then next thing I know, I was approached by a couple DJs out of Madison, John Flitt and Tammy Lee. They were on a country station, Q106 at the time, and they thought it'd be fun just to have me up there to do some questions and call-ins for a few hours. Went over so well, I ended up on their show once a month for 11 years until they got a gig out in California with WKSON, which is the largest syndicated country music in the United States. So they kind of went big time in their business anyways. But yeah, it's just something I really enjoy. I love all the people. I mean, the people I meet are incredible. It's just, I think sometimes they touch my life more than maybe I touch theirs. But yeah, it's been a fun road. So that's a little bit about my background.
So explain to everybody, you do things in a certain way. It's a little, everybody's got their own methodology. I'm a medium. I connect to family. I connect, and that's how I do it. How do you read? Because you do it differently than a lot of people. You do the stone thing. So explain what you do.
Oh, yeah. Well, I play with rocks because I lost all my marbles years ago. They just don't roll away on me. No. Yeah, you're right. I do have some rocks and crystals that I use, but they're not, I don't need them to do a reading. I'm a clairvoyant, which is somebody sees past, present, possible, future. Then I have the mediumship abilities. I'm also clairaudient. I've also been told I'm empathic and a little bit of clairsentient. But my readings, are kind of a mishmash I always say it's like somebody did like a dump meal inside my head. I had a can of this, some vegetables here, some leftovers here, put it all together. So when I'm getting information, I might get phrases, I might get like pictures, photos, I might get names, It all depends. And it depends on the person you read for, because every reading's different. Even when I see the same clients over, repeatedly, they're in different spots in life. So the information coming to me is different. So I don't always know what I'm going to get for a person I'm doing a reading for, but I know I'm going to get what they need to know most at that point in junction when I'm seeing them. But you're right. I do my readings a little bit different, and I do have some rocks that actually were gifted to me over the years by my clients. They were like, well, you should have a rock on your table that represents the rocks that I carry in my pocket for the issues I'm dealing with. So a lot of them were gifted to me over the years. And it's kind of, it's a little ensemble. It's about 10 or 15 of them. And you're right. I always pick up 3 for a person. I love 3. It's a Trinity number. It's a holy number. Nikola Tesla one time said, if you can unravel the number 3, you can unravel everything in the universe. So there'll be something special about 3s, and I'm not going to argue with people like that. But I always pick up 3 for a person that I feel that I'm drawn to, and the only thing that those stones represents sometimes are energies or issues that are going on like around that person. It doesn't predict anything. It just helps me to know them better. And once I know them better, the flow starts going even better.
Yes.
I got some that represent if a person's dwelling on money. I got some that's worried, the person worries too much, or they're blocking their emotional feelings off from somebody else. Or literally I have one that to me represents the person's dealing with some depression, or they're dealing in some situations with people that could actually bring them down. So it just, to me, gets the ball rolling.
Yes. So how did you first get into this, where you started doing it professionally? I know you were saying you guys started doing it on the radio and stuff, but how did you, because what I'm trying to see is there's a lot of people out there. Every day I get asked on somewhere on one of my social medias, how did you start this? And so how did you just start? It took a lot of practice. Tell me more.
It does take practice, because you got to test your accuracy. So I would actually bounce thoughts and what I want to call premonitions that came to me about people around me. I would literally say, hey, I'm really feeling this about you. Do you have any of this going on right now? And for me, it was starting that way, just to get that validation that I was onto something, or, that I wasn't just, oh, this is Paul's great imagination, And then I started, like I said, I had called a couple people, and I talked to a few people that actually did readings. And I decided, I think I'm ready. I'm going to try doing an event. So I got hold of some names of people that were doing local psychic fairs up in Madison, Wisconsin at the time. And I said, hey, can I come up? Can I do just like a quick read for you? If you think I'm decent enough, can I come up and can I read for people that you're bringing into the event? And that's kind of how but you know what? I took that chance. I said, you know what? You got to just do it. You got to grab the ball and run with it.
Yes. I think that a lot of people, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please, please. I'm
I
sorry.
just think that a lot of people doubt. There's so much self-doubt.
Oh,
And
there's
you
self-doubt with
just have
everything
to,
with people.
you got to get over that and develop to get, especially if you're a water sign. Water signs are full of that. But, you know, that's at
You-
least how I tell people, you know.
Right.
So,
Well, I always tell people, because I think doubt, to me, self-doubt is basically a fear that they're dealing with. And I try to remind people that anytime you face a fear, you usually realize it's pretty silly or foolish. It's like, you know, the little kid that's afraid of the dark. You know, once he sleeps for the first time in the room with the light off, he's fine, and the light never has to stay on again.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I think we do with anything, whether you're psychic and you're talented in other aspects, whether it be music, woodworking, cooking, whatever it might be, the biggest thing we can do is let a fear hold us back, because when we let fears hold us back, we never really get to achieve our own true greatness. We never get to see how good could we really be. And that's what we need to encourage everybody. Everybody needs to encourage themselves to be the best they can every single day, because when you do, magical and wondrous things happen in your life. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
so you sound like you believe like I do. Do you think every single person can do this?
No.
I don't think so either.
And
you know how they get these classes. They try to take these people. Everybody's got a gift. Everybody can do something. But some people aren't mediums. Some people aren't empaths. And I keep telling people that, and they get into arguments with me, and they get very nasty, especially these people trying to make a quick buck off of teaching these classes on mediumship.
Right.
And I just say not everybody can do this. It's a talent like drawing.
Well, not if I can jump in, not everybody can do it to the level that you two do. I mean, you're master psychics. To me, we've got it in there. But sometimes a plumber is just good being a plumber and not a business owner, right? So what you guys have learned how to do is channel, harness. That's a lot of energy coming at you, right?
It is.
And that's a heavy weight. And for some people who have the gift, they don't know how to handle that weight, I think, right?
I don't know. I mean, I just know that I get into arguments with people online because I think I'm trying anybody can take my class, you'll become a medium. Now, if you do have the talent, that class could maybe make it come out. But it's kind of like taking an art class. Some people can't draw, but they're going to take the art class, and maybe they get better, or maybe they discover they're really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But
and it's like, and it'd be like taking music lessons too. Not everybody that takes guitar lessons is going to be Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
I just don't. It's just, I don't know. I just get a little frustrated with some people when they think everybody can do every single thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm not real. I'm kind of klutzy. Even though I'm athletic, I'm kind of klutzy, and I can't. Well. So I mean, and I never, even if I take classes, I might get a little better, but I'm not really good at it. See what like as somebody else, like a ballerina, you know. And I understand that, but I just wanted people to know that everybody thinks everybody can do all of this, and maybe you have a talent you don't know though. So I'm not saying that you don't, but
I was just going to go there. I can't tell you the number of times that I've actually sat down with a person that came to me for a reading. Or the best yet, I've had a couple people that have called me over because they were experiencing issues in their home. And I get over there and I kind of go through the home, get a feel for it. And it's like, no, your home's absolutely fine. There's nothing here bad. Your home's great. The problem is you. And they'll look at me like, what? I said, you are a sensitive, you are getting contacted, and you're thinking it's ghosts and they're freaking you out. When actually it's just spirit trying to work with you, and they want to talk to you because they see that you have the capacity to listen to them. And they didn't even know they had these little underlying talents. So you're right. It can go both ways.
Now, did you hit a certain age? For me, and usually for me, it was trauma. My mom died. And I think actually I knew you before my mom died. No, after. Yeah, but not too far after. But I mean, I didn't know I could do any of this until after she died because it was a trauma that brings it out. Now, did you experience that or was it just a steady thing for you?
It was just a steady thing.
Okay.
But it kind of like went in increments, you know?
Yes.
Um, you know, when I was real little, it was like, it was like the sixth sense. I would wake up in the middle of the night, there'd be somebody that didn't belong in my room, and next thing I know, they just faded into thin air and left. They weren't mangled or gross or anything like in the movie, but I would have that. Of course, being a young kid, being a kid, and I was raised very, very Christian, very strict Catholic. So, when you see spirits or whatever, at that time, the church was like pumping into your head, you mess with stuff, the devil's coming to get you.
Yes.
And, you kind of outgrow that stigma out of here as you get older. But, and then again, it kicked in my late teens, and then my early 20s, I had another break where it kicked in, and it keeps doing it in increments. Usually like 5 to 6 years, there's like a jump up for me. I don't know.
Yes, like a spiritual awakening. I'm trying to write a book on this because that it seems like it does it. People think that those you just happen and all of a sudden it's there, but I say it's like little steps, like a staircase, and
I agree.
And then you get better. I know that my big thing where I got a lot, I've always, really a lot better was when I up and just went on a vacation all by myself. My car, like it was this summer, man. I got left high and dry. I had no car and it was 1,000 miles away and had no way of getting home. That did it for me because you know what? I fixed it all myself. I'm okay. And even my followers were like, "You're different." And I'm like, oh no, I'm different. It's those things that scare us. And I've been telling everybody, you got to do the only way to get unstuck when you're stuck and you need to go level up is to do something that scares you.
Yeah, but at the same time, y'all being master psychics are like doctors, right? Where everybody comes up and goes, "Hey, will you look at this mole? Is this cancer?" and you all are like, "Hey, is there somebody following me?" Yeah, I gotta believe too that sometimes you just want to put your hoodie up and just go get in and get out of places, but everybody feels that energy and goes, "Hey, is this mole cancer?"
I agree because I'm starting. Wherever I go now, people are seeing me. They're starting to recognize me because I was here locally one day and I had 3 people come up to me and about scared the crap out of me and they go, "We're following you on TikTok," and I'm like, right. I'm like, put the hood, because you're like you just left alone, So
definitely, yeah.
So, and when I say that, a lot of people with the gift, especially empathic, don't like people because of that transfer of energy, right? So what do you guys tell those people who are empathic but are like, I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to be around people because it just drains me.
I've learned over the years, though, there's some techniques that people can do to help themselves to kind of tone that down or like, we don't walk around all day long, or me and Lana's not going through a grocery store and we're not looking at everybody we see and go, "Oh, I bet that's going on. Oh, I bet that's going on." You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not invading people's energies or spaces when we're out.
Yes.
I always say that, well, I don't know, I can't speak for Lana per se, but I can tell you I have developed a technique that I use where basically I have like an on-off switch. I know that sounds weird, but
me too.
Unless I want to read for somebody, I'm not reading for some. I mean, I'm just not picking things up. Now, I can't say that when I've been out and about that spirit hasn't tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, this person here, you need to walk up to them. This is going on. They need you. You need to go say, hey." Kind of, I always call it kind of like psychic bombing somebody, like a photo bomb. You walk up to and go, "Hey, by the way, I'm so-and-so, and I got this. I'm just feeling this about you, and I don't know why, but I felt like I had to come over and I got to talk to you. Like, you got a couple minutes?" Kind of like Teresa Caputo does in some of her episodes. Now, I can't say that doesn't happen because that does happen, but it's not always the norm. Do you know what I mean? So
what I've learned about that over time is that some people do not want what you're selling and you scare the shit out of them.
Oh yeah.
And so I will not. And there's been many times I'm at the store and I see somebody standing behind them or I know something, but I don't say it unless I'm invited. And
Mhm.
that's what you have to get again and kind of gauge that one. Because I
Yeah.
agree with you. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, because you just can't. I don't know. Some people are just non-believers. I had one time where I said something and they called me a witch at the store. And I'm like,
Really?
okay, you have a nice day. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Some of my best friends are witches. I would take that as a compliment.
well, you know what I'm saying. They were like,
I do.
holy rollers, And so,
Right.
but yeah, so I'm kind of like, I don't know,
The best thing I ever heard is I was out one night after doing a bunch of readings with people. One of the ladies that I was with that was a reader too. There's a bunch of us. We were going to dinner after doing an event, and we were walking. I forgot where we were walking, but we were getting to this like restaurant thing, and of course she's a practicing Wiccan, and she's got all her pentagram symbols, and she's just all that. And some, like you said, one of those holy rollers kind of goes, you're going to go to hell. And she goes, I don't know about you, but, or how did the lady say it? No, the devil's coming to get you. And this other fellow reader looks at her and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, that's not my religion. That's not my God. And I don't believe what you believe. So have a nice day. And just kept walking. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Terry has a question.
Sure.
When you read, how much free will is involved? Meaning, if you see the energy, do they change depending on the person's choices? Like how many percentages is depending on the sitter?
Good question.
That's
what do you think, Paul? You can answer that.
How much? Okay, when you read how much free will is involved, meaning if you see the energy, do they change depending on the person's choices? Like how many percentage? Everybody's got free will. I mean, we're going through life lessons. You know what I mean? And there's some things that I always tell people. We have a small percentage that it's set in stone. We have to experience this issue. It can change how we experience it, but we have to go through it. Yeah. I always say, I know this sounds gonna, but free will is a big deal, and we all have it. We all use it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think readings are important for people because it gives them the perspective to take better charge of their lives and their decision makings, because they could see, hey, this is what the odds makers are saying. If you keep doing this in life or doing that or letting people influencing you, this is the direction it's going, but you might not like that direction. So that's kind of like to me like a wake-up call that says, hey, you know what, you don't like it, let's start doing things different tomorrow. Let's make some changes and change that direction. So free will plays a big part in it.
Definitely. Yes. I always tell people, I'm like, I'm nothing I'm doing set in stone. Those cards, if I lay cards, because I can do cards. I don't have them to, but I can. You can move the cards around, make wishes, and make the changes that you need. I also said, this is what I've come upon too about relationships. This is what I've seen. I'll say to somebody, and I've seen this happen. I don't know how you feel about it, Paul, but this is what, and I'll say, well, I think you guys are supposed to be together. However, takes two to tango. One of you might decide that you want to work the karma you've got between you in another lifetime. They may not out. Do you know what I'm saying? And then there's definite, like you're supposed to have children. So you are definitely getting together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I understand that. No, I agree with you on that. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, because I just find that of all the ones for me personally to predict our relationships. Because of that, because it takes two to tango, and they may decide, they may opt out for another lifetime to deal with the karma that they've created between each other. And so I've had that, and I tell people that. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how can we find you, Paul? Now, you guys know I started going to him regularly. And one day I said to him, I'm psychic or something. I'm a medium or something. And I wonder if I should do this for a living. And that's when he said, yes, you need to. Right. That's how he got me started in this whole thing. How do we find you?
Well, my email is pretty easy. It's Paul, my first name, and then Seer, S-E-E-R. So it's Paul Seer.
Okay.
I can be reached at either, I got Yahoo email with that Addy, and I also have a Gmail account. So it's Paul Seer at Yahoo or Gmail. Either one of those. I currently do not have a website. I have some people revamping some stuff for me.
Okay.
and we're out there securing all the domain names that we need for it right now. So that's in the works. But if somebody would like to call me directly to ever chat or set something up, they can reach me at my phone is pretty easy too. It's area code 608 436-0700. So pretty easy number to remember.
Nice. What part of Wisconsin?
I'm in the Janesville area. I'm
listen.
about 34 miles south of Madison.
Yep. I know it well. The city of Parks. You bet.
Yep, city parks.
That is good.
Yeah.
All
And,
right. So we've got you. So I've got to ask, what do you see for 2024?
What do I see for 2024? If you're looking for people in general, to me, it's going to be a lot about changes. And, this year, 23, a lot of people don't realize it because it just seems so chaotic, but a lot of people did a lot of finishing up of things in their life this year. To me, it was kind of for a lot of people, it was like a completion year, whether it be relationships, not being in the right career opportunities that they were doing. And they finally got to a point where they either just walked away or they were literally forced to walk away because it was time for that to be done. 24 to me, I think for a lot of people, it's a building time. Finally going after things that, like we were addressing earlier, maybe a little bit afraid of, or really maybe looking at themselves and really figuring out, okay, you get people in life that they have done something all their life or they've been in relationships all their life. And then they get to a certain point, they're like, okay, that didn't work for me, but they think they want to go back to the same thing because it's what they know. And I think this is a year where people are going to come out of their shells a little bit. Sorry to stuttered there. Their shells a little bit and maybe really figure out what it is they truly, truly do want in life. As far as like world events, I'm seeing kind of the chaos kind of continuing at least through the first part of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like there's something, and I haven't put my fingers on it yet. I was talking to a friend yesterday about this. I just feel like there's some major events worldwide that are going to take place right around like the late April area, going into the first part of May. But I haven't been able to pinpoint where in the world or what the particular event is. I'm just feeling something more major around the end of April, first part of May. So you're looking at that last week, first week in the next premium month. But I think there's going to be some major big headline of some sort going on at that point.
You're pinpointing. I've already said it. I said late March. Remember, I said money's coming to a lot of people. Remember, I've said that. And now I'm saying that they're going to block BlackRock out of buying houses here in the United States, and it's going to open up the housing market. And I said that the government was going to do it. And I hear this. Oh my, because I'm doing political predictions. I love politics. And I told them, I said, no, that they said that that it would never happen. I said, oh yes, it is. Oh yes, it is. Because you just, and look at this, remember I told you housing was going to get easier to buy for people. And that was a prediction from earlier in the year. And they just dropped the interest rate just dropped too. So you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Cause I say it's around March, April. I think there might be a tax break or something. There's money coming to people.
Yeah, there's something. And to me, it's bigger because it's affecting a whole lot. It's affecting just a huge population,
Yeah.
I think there's a ceasefire in Gaza too coming. Yes, I really do. I think that and it's going to be initiated by the United States.
Okay.
So because I'm seeing that really clearly. And remember, I predicted in January 22, I keep seeing tanks in the desert. Why do I see that?
Yep.
Right.
But yeah. So thanks a lot, Paul. You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Paul. Sweet.
We'll have to go out for coffee or something.
Sounds like a plan. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Come. You're welcome anytime on our airwaves, Paul. Thanks.
All right, sounds good. If I don't talk to you before this, you have a great happy holidays.
You too, and your happy birthday. Your birthday's coming.
Yes, thank you.
I remember your birthday's after mine was yesterday.
All righty. Yep. Thanks again.
See you later, Paul.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, he's the one who got me involved in all this. So, you know, he's the one who encouraged me that, you need to be doing this. Yeah. So, and I am living my North Node. And that's another question that you brought up is that how do you go about doing all this, and I always keep in the back of my mind that I'm in service to everybody.
Yeah.
That's how I make what keeps me going. So anyway, all right, you guys. So it's that time. Everybody's like, belated happy birthday, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's about that time. Let's some questions.
All right. So
right?
Sarabi Kumari says,
So go ahead and ask some questions. Go ahead.
will I continue working in the same company in which I'm working now after April, or will I get an offer for some other company?
I think you're going to continue working because I see you in June there.
Mm.
So I don't know why April would be a pinpointed month, but it's something like that. I still see you there. Either way, dear, listen, there's not a change in income. So I feel like, because I know it's crazy, but I look at the energy of money. And if I see a decrease, I'll say, hey, you lost your job, but I don't see that. So to let you know. Okay. All right. So go ahead, ask some questions on TikTok. Let's see. You guys, I have to. Okay. So let me explain. You have to be a little bit specific. I got a million people watching. No joke. So you had to be a little bit more precise.
A lot of energy.
Yeah.
Sophie, just like Sophie Wedman says, my daughter Brittany is pregnant and I'm worried about her this time. She had problems with the first baby delivery. Yeah. Will she be okay? And what kind of energy? Is it a boy or girl energy?
I think it's girl. Okay. And she's going to be fine. She will go maybe at 38 weeks or so, 37 weeks or so, but she'll be fine. She'll be fine. This pregnancy will go much better. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Terry T says, Miss Lana, will I be with a man next year? I think Spirit can agree. It's been long enough. By the way, you are so pretty. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Everybody's like, I'm hearing that I like my glasses quite a bit. And if you guys don't know, really side note, I had these exact same glasses in the late 80s, early 90s, and they came retro. And hey, those are my glasses. And I bought them. And so, yes, they do look good on me. They just do. I don't know why. Anyway, they brighten my face or something. I don't know if everybody's like, oh, yeah, it like gives you color to your cheeks or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, so hold on here. Hold on. I'm going to take something off of TikTok. Okay. Will your career get better with the people I work with? No, I feel like in 24, you may be looking at a transfer or leaving. Okay. So just to let you know. All right. All right.
There you go. AA, we need to be a little bit more specific with that. Wendy says, Lana, should I continue my handmade bags or what should I do in 2024?
You're going to combine that, Wendy. We've talked before. You're going to add something new. Yours, hey, weren't you supposed to send me a picture of them? Wendy, I thought you were supposed to send me a picture of them. I wanted to see them. They're kind of retro because they're kind of made out of blue jeans and stuff, right? That's what okay. And by the way, somebody's on Instagram going, who's that guy? I am on my podcast. If you cannot see me on Instagram, it will be appearing on Facebook, Instagram after this. But if you want to go to 216thenet.com or Lana's Enchanted Sky on YouTube, it's live. So
always fun.
Yep.
Hey, so Tracy, good morning. Says, will I live in the condo I'm in now through 2024?
Yes.
Nice.
At least into 25.
There you go. Stella, I'm going to say yes. Stella says, will things start getting better for me?
Stella, listen to me astrologically. And you know, this astrology stuff is actually, it floored me because I had an astrology reading the other day and they say, well, yeah, this next year, you're going to be working on your health. I know, what am I getting done? I'm getting weight loss surgery in January, you guys. So, and I kind of chuckled because I said, this is all accurate as hell. I mean, I'm sorry. It's accurate. And so, but I do want to say, if you are sun signs, now it can be sun, moon, or rising. I look at rising signs. I am so 3 people as Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo especially Virgo are going to do well financially this next year. I'm a Capricorn rising. The great lucky signs are Libra and Sag. You can't do any wrong. A lot of abundance coming to Leo and Aries. Cancer's going to have some luck involved too. Pisces is a big one. There's a lot of fortunate things that are coming to Pisces because it's all of the way the planets are moving through the, through their cycles. So I do know that for sure. Okay. And if I did, and Scorpio is one, through hard work, they may get some type of success in career. So see, there's all kinds of things. I still say 24 is big. Remember I said about 3 years ago, 24 to 26 is going to blow our minds. It's huge.
Yep.
So there you go. How's that?
Solig says, hey, Lana, any positive things for Armenia in 2024?
I want to say it's quite a bit the same. I'm sorry to say it so late because there's a lot of bad things going on in Armenia. And she's told me because she's Armenian, she's keeping up on it. And I want to say it's not till 25, but in 25, there's some type of real big breakthrough.
Nice.
So, okay. All right.
So, Alyssa Y, listen, what Lana just said should get you excited. Your sun is in Pisces, your moon is in Virgo, your rising is in Scorpio. Those are 3 of the 4 that she just talked about.
Yes.
She says, I have a deep desire to learn more, especially with the spiritual aspects, but I get so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. Where should she start?
Alyssa, a good place to start would be trying to take basic classes so that you have a base knowledge. Go to Udemy, go to a place where you can take a class. Now, we're in the process of doing a retreat where you're learning the basics of astrology. And I do have a friend, and I'm promoting her because she promotes me on her channel, is Susie Evolutionary, who is an astrologer. And she's taught me quite a bit about some of the transits because I'm learning. And I will admit that I don't know everything I need to know. I know signs well. I understand oh, you're a Taurus. So, you like the money and you're not fast moving and you can be bullheaded and you know what I mean? I know that kind of stuff. But I understand how that starts. And I would start at the very basic class that you can, learning what the signs are, the 12 signs, and then going from there, because then you can learn about the houses and that gets a little bit more delved in. The last to learn is what I'm learning. I'm teaching in myself, sort of. I'm going to be I'm looking for a good astrologer that's teaching an actual kind of like a class, but I'm sidetracked. I'm doing herbalism. So anyway, I try to do all of it at once. It's a Sag thing. So take one section at a time and just then sit on it and, think about it for a while and this is how I started doing the astrology. People call me and I'll listen to them for 10 minutes. I say, oh, I bet you're a Libra. And they're like, how'd you get that? I said, because you sound like a Libra. And they'll be like, wow, that's good. And I'd be like, yeah. Or I'll tell them they're a Libra and they're like, no, I'm not. I'm a Cancer. I said, but what's your rising? And they're like, I don't know. Look it up. Oh, yep, you're Libra. Yep, told you. Because I'm telling you, always pay attention to people's rising signs.
Yep.
Because it really, really is. I still say I'm more of a Capricorn rising than I am a Sag because I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Sag Cap cusp. And even though I'm like the fire sign. I can't stop. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. But also I'm a business owner. I'm very good at being a business. I understand business. I just never had any idea that I understood this. And it's part of being a Capricorn. Always pay attention to your rising sign. Okay.
All right. Terry T says, hey, you didn't answer my question. Is she going to be with a man? You went right into your glasses.
I know I did. I know I did. I think that there's a possibility of somebody coming in October for you. You are going, I know don't go into it too quickly. That's what that's what I want to say. There's a possibility and kind of go slow and kind of like, oh, well, who doesn't, it's okay. It's no big deal type of attitude. Okay. That's the only thing I have to say. All right. But I want to say it's around October of 24. All right.
There we go. That's good news.
Yep.
Stella says, can you tell me how the rest of December will go for me financially?
think, Stella, you get your bills paid barely. The money's tight, but you get your bills paid. I don't want to say there's anything that you're really super behind on. It seems like it's okay. I still say there's money coming to everybody in March, April. I still say it. Last time I said this last August, and what happened? The student loan debt forgiveness. So and that was a lot of people, me included. You know how hard, by the way, side note, like they pay them off, but they don't remove them for your credit off your credit. I went to credit. I went to one of the Experian or wherever, and I applied and said, hey, that needs to be off, and they will not take it off. And I'm like, so it still sits there, even though it's completely paid off. And I'm like, it's kind of sucks. Cause because that's, you got 20 grand sitting there.
Right. That's
looking
weird.
like 20 grand of bills that you don't owe, and you want that off, and it'll raise your credit score, and I don't get started.
And Wendy says she shot you those handbags on Instagram.
Okay, thank you.
Messaged you. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
Okay. Thank you for being a little bit more specific. Where's my love life going? Currently in a relationship, but things are complicated.
I feel like you're going to stay in this relationship at least into mid 25. It does feel like it's going to get calmer around May. It's going to calm down April, May, things are going to settle down for some reason. Okay. All right. Let me take some people off TikTok, and then I'll take somebody off Instagram. I'm on Instagram, but letting you guys know that this will appear on Instagram. So, and actually we have to work on that because it doesn't always appear on there. It's appearing on Facebook, but not on Instagram. So we'll have to figure out why it's not, because you guys know I'm connected. I got 7 platforms I'm on. So I just have to make sure it appears everywhere. And if you can't find it, also it's appearing on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. It's appeared. I've already seen that now. So Anyway, hold on. Your son didn't get his loan paid. Okay. Got somebody else earlier that said to me, my loan didn't get paid. You're wrong. And I said, oh, no, you wait. What just happened again? What just happened again? They put more money towards student loans, didn't they? It was not just a few weeks ago again.
Yep.
And he got his loan paid off, and they called and they apologized because I told you just have to wait.
Yep.
You have to wait. A lot of people are getting them paid off. Okay. Not a problem, AA. Okay.
Yep. Ishika says, hey, Lana, what are Armand's feelings towards me presently?
Very cautious, but very respectful. He's very respectful of you, and you're, he's scared of overstepping his boundaries. Okay. I just got this. Do you see the side note? Hey, Lana, you're still paying on your student loans? Yes, I have been still paying on my student loans. I had my master's degree. I started school in 1985, you guys.
Yeah.
I graduated from high school and went right into college. I went to 89. I went to stopped school, had to pay a loan back for a year. Graduated with my bachelor's degree. Was a interior designer for a year. Made payments. Went back to school. Got my master's degree, and so I finished in 96 with my master's degree. And I have been paying. I've been paying up until they just paid it off. So you guys think, and they had guaranteed us, by the way, that if we went back to school in the 90s, in 10 years, they would have paid our loan off. It was 20 something. So think about how much money they took from me. They were liars. So I always think I get these people on my Facebook and stuff, you need to pay your bills. No, they said they would do it if I went back to school, and look at how much extra money I paid. So don't go in and tell me how that it wasn't warranted to pay off my damn student loan, right? Just a thought.
Right. Teresa Campbell says, will my husband receive a large settlement from his company for both his at-work injuries?
One will not. One will be out of court. It won't be very big, but one will. He's going to get quite a bit of money. It's 6 figures. But the second one is not that big. I don't know why. Just to let you know, Teresa, okay?
Nice.
All right. Oh, okay, I see. Hi guys. I see some of my followers are giving me little messages. Tell me what they're listening. I'm listening to you while I'm driving. I'm like, oh,
Nice.
that's okay. That's okay.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Michael. They're wishing me happy birthdays.
Camille, Wells of Wisdom. Camille says, will 2024 be my year for a love relationship or a new job?
A new job. I think that when you get this new job, you might meet them through the job somehow. I want you to keep an open mind to that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. All right. Yep.
Nice. Angelus, of course, says, well, I have more opportunities with social work than psychology. I did change my major, but I can go back to social work. LOL.
Well, you know what, Angelus? Remember, if you're doing this, is I'd have to look at your chart to see if you've got where your Libra sits, because that's social justice. But social work, you can switch it back to psychology. Well, psychology, you could make your own practice. But social work, yes, you'll have no trouble making a job. I think you make more money as a psychologist, don't you? I don't know for sure. I mean, I know I've got a background in this, but I don't make a living at it. Well, I do make a living at that because that's what I do. But I tell people I'm a therapist. That's what this is. And anybody that doesn't think that, call me and talk to me, because I'm a therapist. And I do have a background in this though. So it is, I'm not a certified one, but I do have a background in it. But anyway, I've got somebody on here on TikTok and I want to answer them because Aaron wants to know if you're about to be fired. And I believe you are. It's going to be, calm down. And I know it sucks. It's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. You're going to go somewhere else and you're going to love it. And I want to say it's beyond your control and you did nothing wrong. So I don't know what that means, but I'm supposed to tell you that. Okay. Just letting you know. All right.
Awesome blossom. That puts us right at the end of where we're at. If we didn't get to your question, please reach out at Lana's EnchantedSky.com or EnchantedSky.com and book your reading. Krista, I wish I would have got to it, but you said she'd be in her own place by November. Just passed. She didn't see that.
Okay.
Do you see it? Krista Conley.
Krista?
Didn't happen. Do you see when I'll be in my own place?
Okay. Something might have changed, and I'm sorry that's not, but you're looking again at March or April.
Yep.
Okay. So something happened. Like, I don't know. So sometimes time frames change. So just to keep that in mind, don't get despaired. Don't be upset yet. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
For all of us here at 216 The Net, thanks so much for joining Lana in her, last time before the year, right?
Yes.
Are we on next? We're not.
Right? I don't think so. It's the 27th. I don't know. Do you want to do one? I don't really care. But
we'll talk about it if we're here. You'll see us pop up, like, follow, subscribe. And if not, folks,
never run out of material. It's okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be back next week before the end of the year. Maybe not. But for all of us here, 216 The Net, thanks for getting caught in the net. And until next time, be good, but more importantly, be good to one another.